The purpose of this video is to give you guys the answer key for two of your worksheets. The first worksheet is 8.5 to 8.6. So I'm just going to scroll through this, not really sure if I need to talk about it much, but just so that you can look through it and check your work. So the first part, worksheet 8.5, you're just converting. You're converting from logarithm to exponent in 1 to 4, and then exponent to logarithm in 5 to 8. So number 9 through 12, again, it's just converting from log into exponent. So hopefully that's going to be just fine. 13 to 16, converting from exponent into log. Exciting. This bottom whole section deals with those properties where when you're multiplying with logs, you're really adding because they're exponents, and when you're dividing, you're really subtracting because they're exponents. And so you can just pause this video as needed and correct all these with properties. Then on the back of that worksheet, again with the properties, this time we're taking them, they're longer, and you're condensing them down into a single logarithm. And this use of the properties is very useful when we're going to be solving the equations. Again, just pause as needed to correct. Then in the back, the rest of this worksheet, you have log on both sides, so the strategy we're using is the equality property, where you write both sides as a single log and then pull out the parts and set them equal. So like in 33, since we have logs on both sides, this equals this. So we set them equal and solve for x, and that was the strategy all along. Like here in 36, we had to put those two log x plus log 7, put them together in a single log, 7 times x, and then pull it out and solve. And I just left it in fraction form. And then these last two, again, write them as a single log, pull it out, write your equation, and solve. All right, in this next part, you can correct your worksheet 8.7, 8.8. The first four are the convert problems. If they're in exponent, you convert them to log. If they're in log, you convert them to exponent. I hope that's getting boring. This next part, when you're just finding the value, it says evaluate. That means to find the number, a value of it. So use your calculator for those. Then when you hit problem 11, now we're solving. And hopefully I have all three of our strategies mixed in here. So just to review them, like on number 11, and there's a log on both sides, we use the equality property. Number 12, when it's in an exponent, that the x is up in the exponent, first you clean up around that base. Like in this 2e to the x, get rid of that -1 first by adding a 1 to both sides, and then take the natural log of both sides. When the x is up in the exponent, we have to take the log of both sides and then solve. So likewise with 13, take the log of both sides, pull the exponent in front, and solve. 14 is equality property. Combine those as a single log, that 2 times the quantity x plus 6, and then pull it out and solve. Okay, just correcting the rest of these. Then on the back, the word problems. You better have tried these on your own before you look at this, because after our work in class, I'm hoping that these word problems were easy. So I just set up the equation for 19. X is the number of years. Maybe you had a T there. I guess I should have had a T when I read the directions. But again, put the 48 in for the value and solve for the T up in the exponent. You'd get 1 year or 4 years. Number 20, Since it's compounded continuously, that's when we're using the formula with the E in it. Again, 1200 would go in for the big letter A, the account balance, and you always divide first, divide by the 500, and then solve for the time. Okay, 21, I hope you read that he wants to end up with $10,000. That's the ending value, so we do not know the principal. We don't know the initial value. So this one was just take e to that exponent and divide both sides by that number. And then in 22, it's a start times growth to the x problem, because if you're losing 12% each hour, you do a subtract. We're keeping 88%, so that's where that came from in the formula. And then to find out when you have 20 milligrams left, put 20 in for the remaining, 250 in for the start. You must divide both sides by 250 as their first step, and then take the log of both sides and finish that up. So I'm hoping these worksheets went really well for you and you're going to be ready for the test.